The countdown is underway. President Trump has announced a time frame of 2 weeks for making a decision about joining Israel in attacking Iran's nuclear program. Meanwhile, Israel is continuing its strikes on Iranian military and missile sites and working to protect its civilians from retaliatory attacks. Here's the latest on these and other stories. The Soroka Hospital in Beersheba took a direct hit. One of the doctors there stated, "Just yesterday, we evacuated the old surgical building that took a direct hit today. It's a great miracle." As Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz put it, these are the most severe kinds of war crimes, and Khamenei will be held accountable for his crimes. Katz described Israel's new goal, destabilize the Ayatollah regime. Meanwhile, in Washington, President Trump has approved the Iran attack plans, but is holding off on giving the orders, according to the Wall Street Journal. Speaking to reporters in the Oval Office, Trump says he's not looking for a fight with Iran.
But if it's a choice between fighting and them having a nuclear weapon, you have to do what you have to do. We're not looking for a ceasefire. We're looking for a total, complete victory. Again, you know what the victory is. No nuclear weapon.
In an address to the nation Wednesday night, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu thanked the president for standing by Israel and told Israelis the goals of the war.
We've embarked on this operation to eliminate two existing threats to the state of Israel, the nuclear threat and the ballistic missile threat. We're moving step by step towards eliminating these threats. We control the skies over Tehran. We're striking the Ayatollah's regime with tremendous force. We're striking the nuclear weapons, the missiles, the headquarters, the symbols of the regime.
Despite the attacks, Ayatollah Khamenei remains defiant.
The Iranian nation will stand firmly against the war imposed on it, as it has done so far. It will also stand firmly against imposed peace. The Iranian nation will not surrender to anyone aiming to impose anything on it.
Yet the Israel Defense Forces are now expanding their target list.
During the strikes, we struck more than 20 targets around Tehran. These targets belong to the regime's military industries and security apparatus.
That includes the regime's centers of power. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz told the Iranian people it's time to rise up and overthrow Khamenei's regime. He said symbols of power are being bombed and collapsing, from the Broadcasting Authority and soon other targets, as masses of residents flee. This is how dictatorships fall. Iranian-American journalist Lisa Daftari tells CBN's Raj Nair the people of Iran have long endured a brutal dictatorship.
This is not just since October 7th. This is not just since Friday. This is something that has been building up in the Iranian people for 46 years. They're sick and tired of it. You know, to see someone who is hanged because of a Facebook post or because they are a journalist or an athlete or a dancer. This is the life and the reality that they have been living.
Earlier this week, Netanyahu told Israeli Channel 14, history is being made.
We're at a historic turning point, and everyone is slowly turning to realize it. After victory over Iran, a new Middle East will emerge.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt delivered the president's message.
Based on the fact that there's a substantial chance of negotiations that may or may not take place with Iran in the near future, I will make my decision whether or not to go within the next 2 weeks.
Early today, an Iranian missile struck a residential building in the Israeli town of Beersheba. On Thursday, Iran hit a hospital in the same town and a residential neighborhood in Tel Aviv. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visited the site of the hospital.
We're targeting military sites. We're targeting nuclear sites. We're targeting missile sites. They're targeting a hospital. In this hospital, there are patients who are immobile. They can't even move. Right next to it is a children's ward, a baby's ward, infants. They target it.
The IDF suspects at least one Iranian missile carried multiple warheads or cluster bombs. That could create a problem for Israel, because missiles with multiple warheads can pose a more difficult challenge for air defense systems like Israel's Iron Dome. The IDF continues to destroy Iranian missile launchers many times just before launching. Netanyahu addressed whether or not President Trump will decide to enter the war.
President Trump will do what's best for America. I trust his judgment. He's a tremendous friend, a tremendous world leader, a tremendous friend of Israel and the Jewish people.
Netanyahu added the U.S. is already helping a lot in defending Israel by helping to destroy incoming Iranian missiles, drones, and UAVs. Meanwhile, Israel continues its relentless bombing campaign, including hitting the Iraq heavy water reactor. Military expert, former IDF Major Elliot Shoda marvels at what the Israeli Air Force has accomplished in less than a week.
This is unprecedented, and it's not a word that I use lightly, because it was not only taking out their air defense capability, but much more the complete clearing of what is the only battlefield today, which is the air battlefield. And so this is a one-front air war that we've never really seen anything like this in the Arab-Israeli conflict, but nothing on this scale, where we, once again, have basically cleared the skies for the Israeli Air Force that's operating at will over Iran, allowing us to pick and choose our targets and damage and destroy them at will.
But Shoda believes Israel may still need what the U.S. has in its arsenal to destroy Iran's deep underground nuclear facility at Fordow, including bunker-busting bombs and the planes to carry them.
The one thing that Israel absolutely does not have is the strategic bomber capability that the B-2 and even the B-52, but certainly the B-2 provides. Somebody asked me recently, why doesn't Israel build its own bunker busters? And the answer is because we don't have any aircraft that can carry it.
In the U.S., crowds celebrated in New Jersey as former Israeli-American hostage Edan Alexander came home, a little over a month after he was released from captivity in Gaza. But for now, here in Israel, the goal of wiping out Iran's nuclear program remains the top concern. The White House says Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a couple of weeks if Ayatollah Khamenei gave the go-ahead. Now Israel and the world await President Trump's decision on potential U.S. involvement.